Well, good afternoon. We are excited to have everybody with us today to cut the ribbon on Kane Central, a project that we have been talking about and looking forward to for nearly 3 years here at Georgia Southwestern. So this is an exciting day. I think this is the first renovation or new construction on campus in nearly a decade. And so we are thrilled about the investment in the campus and excited about what this will do for the student experience at Georgia Southwestern. Before we get to the other speakers today, there are a few folks that I do want to recognize and acknowledge for their work and help on this project. Joining us today is the Executive Vice Chancellor, Teresa McCartney. Glad to have you with us. Appreciate you coming. Also want to recognize the folks at the system office who really worked on this project. They weren't able to be with us today, but Sandra Noiza, our Vice Chancellor for Real Estate and Facilities, along with Sharon Pope and Marguerite El Shahid, all helped us with the design and the architecture selection and the contractor selection and all the decisions that have to be made along the way. And so we appreciate their help making this happen. I also want to introduce to you the architect, Mr. Bruce Smith from Studio 8 Design and Architecture. Bruce is right there. Bruce, you did a great job capturing our vision for what this building could be and bringing it to life for us. And we really appreciate all of your hard work. And Lori Yale with your group did a fantastic job helping us with the furniture and the color selection and really making it Hurricane Central. And that's really, really special. So we thank you for that. And I also want to point out and thank our construction group, CGM Construction. These guys have been outstanding on campus. Keith and Brock Middleton, along with Lee Bostic, who's been our project manager, and Will Walker. Will's been here with us on campus now probably 13 or 14 months. I usually talk to him most at the baseball games. That's where we hung out and caught up on the projects. But you guys have been fantastic to work with, and the end result is just spectacular. And these guys also built the baseball, softball indoor practice facility. And so 2 great projects in a matter of a year. And so we appreciate that very much. And we've really enjoyed working with you guys. All right. Our first speaker today is our Senator Freddie Powell Sims. When this project started, it was January of 2018. Senator Sims couldn't have picked me out in a lineup. She had no idea who I was. I'd been here maybe 6 months. And the first thing I did when I met her is I asked for $3.2 million. And she said, I don't care who you are, but if it's for GSW, I'm for it. So help me welcome and thank our Senator Freddie Powell Sims.
And I did pick him up from the lineup, and it was a great pick, okay? It was a wonderful pick. Good afternoon. I'm going to be so brief. I want to thank Governor Kemp, Lieutenant Governor Duncan, all of my legislators that have to vote on the budget that funds projects like this. So thanks to all of them. But above all, I want to thank Dr. Weaver for having the vision. The last time we were here, the building was overgrown, there were weeds, there were bugs, we were afraid to come in. We knocked holes in the wall just for, the camera. Now we're back, and look at it. It is grand, it is awesome. It is for the students and their parents, for the community, and we are so appreciative for your leadership, Dr. Weaver. It would not be here without your leadership and Regents also. So thank you guys so much for having faith in what we can do for you at the legislature because I can't do it alone. I'll never stand here and say I did it by myself. I did not. I had loads of help, and I'm appreciative to you as a community. So thank you so much, Dr. Weaver. And how much do we need this coming year?
Oh, we can use about 4.5.
Thank you guys so very much. Thank you.
One thing you learn is that you always have something in your pocket when the senator asks, what do you need? You better have an answer. As Senator Sims said, this building really is about students. It's about helping students and their families start at GSW, but it's about helping students be successful at GSW. And this building was designed with the student experience in mind as the central purpose of this building. And so I'm certainly happy to introduce the president of the Student Government Association, Ms. Savannah Hall.
Thank you, Dr. Weaver. It is an honor to represent GSW students as the student body president on this historic day. I anticipate that Kane Central will soon become the most popular place on campus for students to gather. We will be able to study, visit with friends, and get advice and help from staff. I love how the building promotes school spirit with the look and feel of our colors and logo. It is very comfortable and welcoming. Chancellor Wrigley, thank you for supporting the renovation of this building. Kane Central will be a pride point for students for a very long time. Dr. Weaver, thank you for your student-focused vision to make Kane Central a new place to call home on campus. To the staff who work in Kane Central, you are the ones who are there when we are dreaming about college life, the ones who are there when we need counsel on what to do next with our lives, and the ones there cheering us on when we walk across the stage towards the next phase in our lives. Thank you for all that you do to help us. The Kane Central slogan is certainly true. Success starts here. Thank you.
Savannah is a great representative of our student body, obviously. She does a great job every time we ask her to do that, and we appreciate the way you represent our university all the time. We're very fortunate as an institution to have a lot of support in our community and a lot of support among the Board of Regents. And our regent, Regent Bárbara Holmes, is she just lives down the road a piece. But whenever we need her, she's with us. She's always thinking about how she, in her role of representing our institution with the Board of Regents, can make sure that Georgia Southwestern has an opportunity to be successful. And so it's always my pleasure to introduce Regent Holmes and to ask her to make some comments today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Weaver. I'm so glad to be here today, really representing the Board of Regents and to be with each of you on what really is a celebratory event. Despite the gloomy weather, we can bring cheer and atmosphere just through what we're celebrating today. Dr. Weaver and so many have touched on the student experience, and that absolutely is such an important piece of outcomes. We can invest in buildings, we can invest in curriculum, but we really also need to invest in the student experience. And this really does that. It brings so many pieces together. I feel like my educational experience wasn't that long ago. It's kind of a lie because it really was a long time ago, but I can tell you that the experience was absolutely critical to success. And so I want to thank each one of you and congratulate you on the vision that you had to create this. Thank our legislative partners, Senator Sims, the General Assembly members, Representative Chokas, and of course the Chancellor for the support as well. And I hope that you will utilize it for its intent, live it, give it life, and then continue to improve it as times call for. So thank you again for having me, and it's a pleasure to serve you as your regent.
Before I introduce the Chancellor, as soon as the Chancellor's done, we're going to cut this ribbon and we're going to get out of the cold and everybody's going to get inside. So not that I want to hurry up any, but I do want to recognize some people before we get in the building, because there are a lot of people that have really done some incredible work. Royce Hackett and our IIT team have been putting this thing to life and working very hard to come up with new technology that helps us create the kind of environment that we want. Stephen Snyder, I mentioned that I was at the Capitol on the early in 2018, but that only happened because Stephen Snyder had the relationships at the Capitol and made it possible for us to be successful getting this small cap into the budget. So Stephen's work at the very beginning was critical. Jeff Hall and Jim Posey have been managing this process and helping get this going, and we really appreciate them. And certainly, Dr. Laura Bourne has picked up the slack. When Cody King left us, Dr. Bourne really picked up the reins of this project, and from the very beginning had the great vision for how this would impact students. And then when we needed somebody to step in and take the lead, she was able to do that and has really brought this place into a position where it's going to impact the lives of students. And so we appreciate your work and your willingness to take on the extra duties. And of course, I have to thank my wife, Christy, who she helps make it look good, right? Nobody lets me pick out the carpet. Nobody lets me pick out the furniture. Or if they do, I take it home and I get Christy's opinion and bring it back. And so she's been working very hard on this, one of our great volunteers here at the university. So thank you for helping us make this a special place. It's not very often that we get to have the Chancellor with us, but it's a great day when we do. And I'm always thankful to Chancellor Wrigley because he hired me for this job, and it's been a great honor of my life to do this. And so I'm thankful to him, even though he's announced his retirement. I'm so glad that we get to do this with you and make sure that you're here to help us cut this ribbon, because we could not have done it if you didn't want to invest in this university. So thank you very much. And let me introduce our Chancellor, Steve Wrigley.
Thank you. Thank you, President Weaver. Good afternoon, everybody. Glad everybody's here. It is a little chilly. Neal asked me to limit my remarks to 10 minutes. I told him I had an hour and a half prepared, but I'm not going to do that. But thank y'all for being here. This is a celebratory day, as Regent Holmes said. It's great to see everyone. Senator Sims, great to see you, a good friend of many years. We've worked together on many ideas and projects, but I want to echo what she said. Things like this don't happen, first, without somebody in the legislature owning it. And she owned it, she led it, and I appreciate that and appreciate the hard work. There's a lot of competition for a very few dollars. And so it does take a legislative champion, and Senator Sims was a champion for this project, and she's always a champion for this institution. So I thank her for being here, and I thank her for her leadership and commitment. So thank you. Great to see you. Regent Holmes, great representative of this part of the state, always is an advocate for Georgia Southwestern, and is a great regent. I would say to you she's the best regent. There are 19 of them, and I report to them, and don't tell the other 18 what I said. No, she is a great regent. She's on top of a lot of complex issues and is very busy in her professional and personal life. So thank you for being here and your commitment to this project. And in the end, it is all about students. Savannah, thank you for being here and your words today. Let me talk a little bit more about President Weaver, because he really had the vision for this, a strong advocate for it. I don't want to count the number of times he talked to me about this project, but he's a very effective advocate, and his vision for what this facility could be to serve students is really what ultimately led to us being here today. So I am grateful that you are the president here and that you agreed to come be the president at Georgia Southwestern. You're doing a great job. Really pleased with the progress that we're seeing here, and very pleased with your leadership. So thank you for that. Mike Chokas couldn't be here. I saw him yesterday at the Capitol. He's always a strong supporter of this institution. I do want to acknowledge also Senator Jack Hill for his support through the years for the university system, and in particular for this project. He was always an advocate for our projects, and in particular always listened to requests from this part of the state. So we miss him, but we appreciate his support through the years. We are here to celebrate this renovated facility. We've had a nice tour earlier. It's lovely. It's important that it's lovely. but it's also important for it to be functional, and it is that. What's, to me, the most important thing about a building is what goes on inside, what takes place, what occurs. And what will occur here is advising, enrollment management, tutoring, career guidance, financial aid counseling. It focuses on supporting students, and that's ultimately what we are about, so that they can have a wonderful experience while they are here, graduate with a degree, and then become very productive citizens and members of the workforce. What used to be housed in 4 different buildings across campus now will be in this one facility, making it much easier for students to access those services that I just mentioned. It'll make it easier for students. For those of us who went to college, I went to college much longer ago than Regent Holmes. I still have nightmares about registration because it was so difficult to do, and then ultimately you'd have to go to another facility to figure out what you needed to do in the facility you just left. So this is very student friendly, and that's what we want to promote. And it's not just the experience, but we want students to feel welcome and to feel like they're not running into roadblocks when they're doing something as important as signing up either for their first semester or their last semester or every semester in between. And in the end, we are about education and graduating students and raising education attainment levels. It's critical to advancing our economy and to advancing this region that we have more people who have a college degree, and you would expect me to say that, but the data bear that out. Coming out of the Great Recession, there was something like 11.6 million jobs that were created, and 99% of them went to people who had education beyond high school. 70% went to folks with a bachelor's degree. So that's why I'm such a believer in and passionate about the importance of education and education attainment. Education is not a guarantee that economic development occurs, but it's pretty much a guarantee that without it, it likely is not to occur. So we're delighted to be here. I'm happy to be back on this campus. It's great always to be in Americus and great to be at Georgia Southwestern. It's great to get out of the office in Atlanta, so thank you for inviting me. And I congratulate the Hurricanes on this facility. Thank you.
All right, we're going to cut the ribbon real quick, and then we want everybody to come inside and take a look. All our speakers are going to be right here in the front. Our contractor, our architect. Come on. I'll take the bottom, I'll take the top. How about that?
Don't cut it yet.
Hey, wait.
Feel